swiftly move on through this one because it's just banners and I'll tell you what we're doing today. So for winning profile, there are a couple of things that we should be doing, right? And I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We spend time on the profile picture. We know we need a banner. We know we need a headline. Of course, we got to put our work. We need to optimize it for SEO and stuff like that. And yevo, yevo, yevo. So let's just get to the point that we're covering today. We're through with profile pictures. Let's look at some LinkedIn banner templates that I've created for you all. I'll share this with you also, and you can decide to create a template, your own banner based on that. Now, okay. So first example is when the person is in focus, right? So when a person is in focus, you have your picture on the side and you have your messaging right next to it. This is just an example. This would be the template which you can choose to play around with. Of course, Sumit is my friend, so that's why it's chill to put a picture there. Now, and of course, we delete it. You create a copy of this and then, create your own banner. Then if you want me to work on it, I can work on it, tweak it up a little bit and, we can work that out. Another is this is a banner example that we use for everyone in our company. Sandhya, maybe you could try that with your employees. Parul, you could do that too, since you guys are, in HR. So the thing is this that our employees, because they consult also, so they would say I brand founders, which is what they do with House of Creators, but then they counsel for careers and train corporates, not something that they do with us, honestly. So it tells you what they are doing exactly, right? As a person also, not just as an employee. So here you could put your brand logo or maybe not put any of it, and it's completely fine with that. So this is an example, and this is kind of like I action for target audience in expertise. So why is this important? Let me tell you that. I go to Sandhya's house. Okay, let's go to Shreyas's house because he's so nice and he's so uptight. So he'll probably be very nice to me. Okay, so I go to Shreyas's house and I start acting like this little kid. Guys, if you end up seeing me anywhere, that probably is how I act all the time. Okay, like I am the most important attention-seeking person in my mind, and I make sure everybody else around me thinks the same. So I go to Shreyas's house and I start like crying and I say that, Shreyas, I just want to have ice cream. He's like, but Jatin, I got Hyderabadi biryani made for you. I said, no, I want to have ice cream first. So now Shreyas says that, okay, fine, let's just get this little kiddo an ice cream. Which app is Shreyas going to use? Give me two options. Okay, give me three options. Which apps?
Zepto, Blinkit, Swiggy.
Zepto, Blinkit, Swiggy, Zomato, right? Now, if I say that I want ice cream from naturals only, now give me which option, like with Shreyas pick. Now, Zepto doesn't
Zomato.
deliver from naturals, or like Swiggy Instamart doesn't deliver from there, but a Zomato or a Swiggy would, right? Now, none of you said Uber. Because if probably Shreyas was at my house and he was whining like a baby, I would have booked an Uber for him back home. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But what I'm trying to say is that it immediately, instantly came to your mind that Swiggy से मंगा लो यार, Zomato से मंगा लो, इतनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या, इतनी बड़ी बात थोड़ी है यार. We are not living in 1990s, Jatin, chill. But that is my point. That is precisely my point. What is the one action that you would want your target audience, your people, when they want to do it, they should only just be thinking about you. Like for me, that's personal branding. कि किसी को भी personal branding के बारे में कुछ भी चाहिए कि चलो कोई founder नहीं है, कोई service मेरी नहीं भी, मतलब they don't want to become like a client at House of Creators, कोई बात नहीं. मेरे पास कोई course है, कोई PDF है, कोई workshop है, या मेरा content है मेरी profile पे, तो वो वहां पे पहुंच सकता है. उसको वो information वहां से मिल सकती है. तो similarly, it's important to add that action in your banner. Like, and it's completely fine if you're promoting something also, that's completely okay. But less is more. Just know that. Less is more in this case. Okay. Having said that, another example is this, where someone wants to put, a lot about their brand, a lot of work that they have done. They could do also, add your messaging, add what you're focusing on. So that could be a thing, another template which you can explore and experiment with. Again, the decision you take on these templates is completely yours. I can only tell you that why a certain thing is important. Acha. Now, in this, what is your mission? Like, for example, here we mind the gap as generic as it gets, right? Like we mind the gap in what? In gender, in specially abled and marginalized communities. So it's got to be clear, right? And this is the banner of an investor. So he isn't necessarily looking for a lot of inbounds. Uh, a little bit long for me. Honestly, it should only be 3 lines, but a Hogwarts-like, education experience where students can, etc., etc., etc. And then our experts work at, Tesla, BBC, EA, Google, etc., etc., etc. So trust badges. Trust badges always work well. Brand logo here. I mean, again, and here is the template. You can choose to play around with it as you'd like. You would want to change, create something of your own that. But like, write the problem that you solve for your target audience here. Like, just that, exactly that. Not 3 things, not 5 things, just one thing, and in less words. If you can do it in 6 to 8 words, then you're a word wizard magician, and that's the best thing that you can probably do, and make it as simple as you can, right? And again, if you are offering certain sort of services, like for example, in Rachit's case, or for example, in Sandhya's case, when she is moving into consultation, yeah, she could probably just be like, I consult, etc., 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 and then tuck, 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 four things that she, or 4 kinds of companies or things that she consult for. I would still say not my best kind of favorite banner, because I'm very out there. I'm a very in every call camera on kind of a person, and be like, camera on kar, fir kaam karenge kind of a person. So my brand's a little different. So it depends on what your brand is. So please be sure of like, go out of your comfort zone, but go out of your comfort zone to try something. Don't just change something in your mind and make that your discomfort. Be smart at what you're trying, be open to that, and I'm, always here to help. What is the action that you can do that can help the reader or like your audience or whatever that is? Oh, wow. So this is one. I tried it. I messed up the colors now after our discussion today when you've told the golden and the in the black. But anyways, the point is simple. One is, yeah, go for it, go for it, go for it. Tell
So
me.
I actually tried this on my profile. What I found a little too much, it looks nice like this. And I'll share with you the various formats that I tried this in. But when you go onto a banner where you have, I feel like, because on the left of this, there'll be the circle with the profile picture as well.
Yeah,
So then it's like 2 pictures, which to me sounded a little pompous and full of myself. I mean, felt like that to me, which is why I didn't do this style. And I could be wrong, but
it,
I don't know.
Jatin, in fact, I had a similar question, right?
yeah.
Actually, Mridu, great that you brought it out. Because there were some formats where you showed the picture appearing twice, some of them being close by. This, I think, for Mridu makes a lot of sense, personally. But at what point in time do you choose to have 2 pictures? Also, because you were talking about how somebody even discovers your profile, right? It is them coming onto your profile. So by the time they actually are looking at your headline, they would have seen your picture very clearly, especially if it's 75% zoomed in. So why would you want to show 2 versions of yourself, and who is it more applicable to?
I will
I
say.
had the same question as Mridu and Shreyas. 2 pictures. Um, by the way, I liked what you did with Mridu's banner.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I think I would ask Mridu to do that. But 2 pictures, when you land onto a profile, you're already hooked up. Okay, you're already hooked, and now you can see what all they provide, the trust, the services. I'm not. It's not making sense for me. I'm not sure why.
I am happy to take that, and I think I'll have you all convinced by the end of it. Listen, when Shreya said that they've already looked at my picture, no, they have not looked at your picture in your profile picture. They've only looked at a close-up of your face. Now is the time that we show them the body posture. Now, not necessarily we are showing off and objectifying ourselves, not that. Listen, one is when you're showing profile picture, you're so restricted that you have to show only your face. Now, in the banner, you show them when you're in the act. Like right now, and this is probably not the best picture. The second one that I have, I think that's the one that I like more. But in this picture, she's in the act. She's somewhere, she's sitting, she's doing something. And if you look at here, she's on the stage. Now, you can't do this on the profile picture. But if you do it on her profile, it just tells you that, oh my gosh, she's standing on the stage where she is on CNN and she's saying, as seen on CNN, Forbes, and Times, it's just more trust. So what I'm saying is, give them a better view of yourself in that, like, for example, Rachit, you can't flex those lefts and rights in your profile picture. It's just not possible. But the moment you do on your banner, that just adds more trust. Okay, he's not somebody who's telling me about longevity on how I can look or become young. He's actually someone who's done that. So that's the real estate space. But again, like I said, it's totally your call. If you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do it. But what's the harm in doing it? You're building your personal brand. It's about showing and putting your personality out there. And I'm saying that don't just put any other picture. Put yourself in the act. Because whatever you would have, let's say, in your profile, if that has the color or the element that's important, that is a part of your brand and you figured that part out, imagine when it goes to your profile banner, then in the banner that gets more amplified. So that's the trick that we're using. Also, look at this. Let's skip to this. So this is her banner right now, right? I mean, it's great. It has trust badges. It's talking about mentorleap.co, about her September 2024 global cohort, which people can join and which she's already taking sessions of. And it's talking about learn to speak with impact, which is exactly her offering. But what it doesn't have is, again, we're taking like a closer look at this, right? How do I, yeah, correct. So now, and again, the colors are not right, Midhu, so don't kill me for that. But now if we change this to this, look at the impact that we're getting on this. It's this and this. Of course, I've changed your profile picture a little bit. I've zoomed it in a bit. Now your smile's more visible. I could have done it, an inch more. But now look at the difference that's there. Now, any counter questions on your question? I'm completely open for that. This workshop is exactly for that reason.
I like what you've done. Thank you. I'm
I've-
going to think
Yeah,
about
I've
it.
left it. No, but I have left it in the document, so you'll get it. You can play around with it more. Just because I've made it, it's not necessary that you should do it. The reason I did CXOs and founders is because that was your target audience, but that will be covered in the coming workshops. I move a lot. But I just wanted to add more. I also now know that one or two networks that you actually worked on, those badges and logos are not there. We should be adding that. It adds more trust to it. And I mean, it's a lot of 18 years of TV journalist experience of taking a note and taking notes, guys. I'm taking notes, guys. Is that we should be reaping out the best out of that experience. And yeah, and if your profile, and I'll tell you why this particular banner is aesthetically pleasing for the human eyes, because the color I've used is a blue that fades to a green, sea green, and that's the text that's written on the
Yeah.
dials.
And I'm
So
wearing it.
yeah,
I love
and so it just goes well. And then your profile picture also pops out on that as well. Just because your company's color is black and gold doesn't restrict your personal brand to it. Your personal brand and your company should have similar colors or a similar color, but your personal brand will always be more because you're building your company through the personal brand. Eventually, your business will become bigger, but it's that. So don't restrict yourself. Maybe, and especially for the next 8 weeks, don't restrict yourself. Just try it out. Also, you know what you should do? Take a screenshot because don't trust me, okay? What do I know, dude? Like, y'all have more experience than I have, like, on this planet. So take a screenshot of your LinkedIn profile now and then change the banner and make the changes that you want to do. Then don't ask your friends, don't ask the people on this call. All of these guys, you'll start liking each other, and then all of your actual judgments is going to become flawed because then you're just going to say, oh my God, it's so nice and all and everything. Because I do that with everybody I like. Then ask the target audience. Out of these two, which one you like? See, ask 5 people in your target audience. For you, Mridu, could be CXOs or founders. Which one of these two do you like? Don't ask them why you like. We don't need that information. We just want to say, which one of these do you find more impactful? That's just about it, right? Now, again, we would probably want to, another thing is that the messaging that goes on to it, right? Like your messaging right now says, learn to speak with impact, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. But I think people want to know the end result. This is not for everyone, but would work for some of you. Like they want to know the end result. Where do they get? Where do they reach? How is it going to be? Etc. 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 So probably think about that from the target audience perspective. I help X get here. It's just one style of writing. It's not everything. But these are a couple of things that you can try and experiment with in the banners that I've shared. Any questions or queries on the LinkedIn banners? Because yes, please go for it.
So one question now, if when we use that line, I train CXOs and founders, we're also using it in the headline. So isn't that a little bit of a repetition because the headline that comes below, again, you're writing something to that effect, right?
We will not be saying exactly this in the headline at all. That is the trick here. And I'll show you that. We'll not say that. That's not the point of saying it. We don't want to repeat the information, not at all. Everything that on a profile we get is real estate for us, and we want to use it wisely. It's like when you're preparing your Parul has raised a hand. Yeah, Parul, go for it, go for it. ऐसे ही unmute करके बोल दो यार, ऐसे 5 ही तो लोग हैं हम.
I'm just curious, isn't there like anything that element of surprise should be there? Because when you see the profile picture and the banner, it's like too much of information in your head. So do you think is it necessary that a person should put everything on his banner, or it should or should it contain something to lead to the next thing?
Yeah, so honestly, I'll tell you what. Honestly, it's a kind of way, right? Like when you're dating someone, someone will have this style of like, oh, they'll be like this energy bunny. Someone will have this, they want to keep this element of mystery around and always leave them wanting for more. Everyone has like a different style for it. What I would say is, I'm saying exactly the opposite actually, that on your banners, talk less. Instead of saying that, you know, who you are as a person, or like where have you traveled, or where do you go, or I'm traveling to Europe next month. I mean, instead of that information, we talk about one solution only that we give. You can order ice cream from this profile. No, you can't. But if you're looking for personal branding related, any kind of problem solution, conversation, discussion, podcast में बुलाना है किसी को, event कर रही है, जतिन को बुला लो. It's the right guy for it. So that, like one solution for it. So that one messaging is what we are eyeing for. 3 लाइनें मत लिखो, 2 लिख दो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मतलब मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ, अगर आप 6 to 8 words में बोल सकते हो वो चीज, तो उससे बड़ी बात कोई नहीं है. So we're not saying. Maybe your question is a double-edged sword for me. Maybe you're talking about putting the picture also there. But then I think that part I've already answered. It's, again, everything that I'm suggesting is on choice basis. See, this workshop is not what I'm telling you is correct. It's about you discovering that. I will keep telling you, अच्छा ऐसे होता है, ऐसे सोचते हैं, ये लोग ऐसे करते हैं. I'll try to bring some people also who build like really cool brands on LinkedIn. But the thing is, that's why I said 1 hour every day for the next 8 weeks, you're thinking about yourself and your brand on LinkedIn, and you're making these decisions